I will try to answer some questions that appear in the platform. All these questions came from an interesting topic that is about the memories process, and I consider this a pretty exciting topic because we can see why we remember some things and why we don't can remember things that happened to us when we were really younger. For example, when we were only 4 years old or under this age. So we're gonna start to answer these questions, and as I told you, I'm gonna give my point of view in order to express the ideas I have in my mind, and I hope you can understand what I will say. I'm not really good in English, but I will try it. So the first question says, "What is your earliest memory?" I think I have a lot of memories. For example, my memories are, or my recently memories are about the things I did today or the activities I did today. For example, I took some classes, I took a shower, and more things or things like that. So I think they are not really complicated to remember. But I think, sometimes when I don't have a lot of things to do and I'm just laid in my bed, sometimes I remember things that I used to do when I was in the university in a presential mode. It was pretty different, or the life I had was pretty different than the life I have now. So sometimes I remember my classmates, or I remember the girl I was in love with, or sometimes I remember my teachers and or my professors and things like that. But I think, these are like the earliest memories I have. And as I told you, it depends on what activity I do. I don't have enough time to think about the activities I used to do, but I can remember some aspects in my life that I used to experiment every single day. The second question says, "What would happen if we can't forget?" I think this could be great. Well, if you have like this picture in your mind and you can remember all things you did in detailed mode, probably it would be great if the memories are good. But if the memories are bad, probably you are gonna feel like a lot of painful in your heart, or probably you will be hurt for the rest of your life. As I told you, it depends on what kind of memory you have. If this is, well, this could be great, but at the same time, this could be awful, I think. The third question says, "Do you like listening to other people recounting their favorite memories?" Yes, of course. Sometimes I feel this is just a little bit boring, but if these are if these memories are told by a person that I really appreciate or really appreciate, it doesn't mind me. I think this is a great mode to remember or to feel you are in this exact moment that person is. Yeah, so I think that's great. The fourth question says, "Have you ever forgotten to do something really important?" Yes. For example, I didn't give my services, so I gave it the last year, the military, or I'm sorry, the army service. So it was something I wasn't. I didn't want to do, but at the end of the day I did it because of the pandemic. I didn't do like all these activities that you should do or you must do in order to get the document you have or you gonna get. But I got the opportunity to be free about this activity. So yeah, I feel that there are a lot of things I have forgotten, that there are a lot of important things I don't take in a serious mode. The five questions is, "Have you ever had to readjust your mental feeling system to accept things that perhaps it didn't want to. Yeah. For example, sometimes as I told you, I do some activities that I don't really care. I have to readjust all this uh, mental system in order to remember all these important things. But as I tell you, at the end of the day, I do all these activities because, well, I have to do them. The sixth question says, do we tend to rewrite or distort our past when we look back on it? Yes, I think we do it every single day. Most of the time because we can't or we don't want to remember things that hurt us. And I think this is a pretty good way in order to forget all these bad things, or in order to change the paradigm, in order to see these things in a better mode, that if you did these things in and you can only remember bad things that you did in the past. So I think this is great in a certain mode, but probably it could give you some problems in the future, in the present. The number seven says, if you could have your own mental waste paper, best, what would you put in it? Probably I would. Well, sometimes I feel there are certain memories that you have to keep in your mind, only for your own, because probably there are some things that a lot of people or shouldn't know. So, well, these things are personal secrets, probably, or these things are special moments in your life that you got. So I think all these things probably you could get, or you could keep at your own, in order to not to have problems with somebody else, or just in order because you want to keep it in your own. Yeah, so I think this is the main thing, and I shouldn't like save them in any place. I could keep it by me my own. Yeah. The number eight says, what are the possible uses of a photographic memory? I don't know if it is possible. Probably it is, but I think it is not possible nowadays. But probably, as I told you, if these are great things, it would be great to remember things as the first time you did it, or you did them. But if they are bad, probably you wouldn't remember these memories. So I think it is all for me. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I